If you want to stay up to date with all current hip-hop events and releases, make sure to subscribe and become part of this community. Oh, and also, go cop that fresh merch and listen to my new album in the description. Man, this man Logic is back up on the scene with now another tweet that has a lot of fans' minds running crazy. Because obviously he recently dropped his new mixtape, Bobby Tarantino 3. I already did my videos on that. I wasn't too positively surprised by it. I was surprised that it dropped, don't get me wrong. Yeah, I know he's been leading up to with so many singles for it, and then I was surprised when it actually dropped and all those singles were on there, but to me it was just not really structured. It was so unfocused, and I just didn't really enjoy the project. It was all over the place, and people have been wondering what he's up to now, because on that project he announced that he's gonna drop one last album under his Def Jam contract, which will release sometime we don't know, but there is another album coming. He already dropped one song for it called Intro earlier on, before all of the Bobby Tarantino singles dropped, and now he took to Twitter to say something that got a lot of fans confused. So let's talk about it, what he actually said, and then we'll discuss the details afterwards. So Bobby took to Twitter to just say Ultra 85 2024. Now, what the F does that mean? Now, of course, Ultra 85 is the album that we've all been waiting for. It is supposed to be like the final piece in the story that he's been, weaving through his music ever since Under Pressure, then throughout The Incredible True Story and Everybody notably, but then also through Bobby Tarantino 2 and, projects after that. And we all want an end to that. He told us that No Pressure was Ultra 85 because obviously before No Pressure dropped, he said he was going to retire after it, which now was just that was fake. He pulled a Jay-Z on us. So we were all here like, yo, where's Ultra 85? Was No Pressure Ultra 85? He said that himself. But also on No Pressure, there are some references to, okay, this was the No Pressure program. Now we get into the Ultra 85 program, and that is the last two songs. So obviously there's always been hints at this, but we just never knew when it was going to drop. But apparently now it's dropping in 2024. And when you go through the comments on his Twitter, it's actually really funny because a lot of people are like, okay, I'm cool with this. The last couple of albums were trash. Now I can actually look forward to something. But believe me, I don't think that Logic is dropping Ultra 85 in 2024. That is 3 years into the future. No artist would actually announce an album coming out in 3 years. From a business point of view, it just wouldn't make any sense. Of course, Logic could just do it to please the fans, and I think he would do that. He'd be like, yo, y'all get it in 3 years, be patient, and then just let us wait. And in the meantime, maybe drop that last album, and then Ultra 85 is a yet different project, or Ultra 85 is that last project, which would make more sense since he already released that intro track and now he's teasing at an album called Ultra 85, and it just wouldn't make sense for him to wait that long to get out of his contract, because obviously he is not happy with his Def Jam contract because they didn't pay his people the amount of money that they were owed for working on No Pressure, and it wouldn't make sense to release a single for a project that is not Ultra 85 and then the next thing you hint at on Twitter is Ultra 85. So basically, I'm really convinced that that intro single is for Ultra 85, and Ultra 85 is that last studio album that we're gonna get from Logic under Def Jam. Just makes the most sense. All other possibilities would just kind of be weird for him to announce it 3 years in the future and for him to drop, other projects in the meantime. It just wouldn't make sense to me. Now, of course, we're also still waiting for other projects, as I said. Last studio album, probably Ultra 85, but then also that Magic mixtape, so Logic and Madlib, that collab, which he's been releasing songs from on YouTube for free, just as like a YouTube video. So I'm guessing that will be a mixtape that'll be available for fans for free, because that's usually how mixtapes work. So I don't think that will be that last studio album, although it could also be that Magic is the last studio album, and then after that we get Ultra 85. Now, judging from Bobby Tarantino 3, though, the stuff that Logic is doing right now under Def Jam is just kind of half-assed. Like, that's just me being frank. It just felt like he needed to put a track list together, needed to pretend like he's actually into, the process of making this record, and then just, submit it to Def Jam so they can somehow pass it through, somehow he can get through his record label deal and then get out of it and do his own thing. I think that's where Logic is at mentally right now, because he wants to be totally independent. We've heard him usher that wish in the past. He's doing so much other stuff besides the music. He just a couple of days ago released his memoir, This Bright Future. You can see him all over Barnes and Noble signing, his autobiographies. So he has other stuff and he has other streams of income. He doesn't need to rely on the music. But of course, that's always a passion project for him, because that is what he got he got all of his fans from. And then they later migrated to stuff like the Supermarket Novel or whatever shows, TV shows, movies he has coming up in the future. So the music will always be like a core combining factor for his fan base, and he can still do that while being independent. We've seen him drop that Dr. Destruction mixtape, which I thought was amazing. I like that he had the courage to put something like that out for free, still tell a story on there, still create like a little universe for the listener to indulge in, different characters that he can pretend like they're actually playing out some sort of plot in the music. I like that, even though some people might not like the music, some people might find it corny, but I like that Logic just took the time to make something like this and put it out for free on DatPiff, on wherever you get your mixtapes, for fans to listen to, because that was truly just for the fans. And I think he's going to have a lot of more of those like little projects in the future as well. Maybe a second Dr. Destruction. Maybe Magic will follow in the same footsteps. I do believe that Magic will be a free mixtape that'll come out sometime later on this year. So that's kind of where we're at right now. Logic is just hinting at Ultra 85. Not sure when we're getting it. Apparently in 2024, which would still be a long time. I believe Ultra 85 is that last studio album under Def Jam that he's hinting at on Bobby Tarantino 3. I believe Ultra 85 is the album that intro single was for, and we're going to get it sometime, maybe next year, and then Logic is out of his deal and he can do whatever the F he wants and just be creative with whatever he decides to do. Until then, we got his autobiography to read. I mean, that's pretty cool. So yeah, that's my thoughts on this. Now I want to know what you think about this. Are you excited for Ultra 85? Do you think it's dropping in 2024? Do you think it is that last studio album under Def Jam? What did you think of Bobby Tarantino 3? What album do you think that intro single is for? When do you think Magic is releasing? Will it be an album? Will it be a mixtape? All of that, let me know in the comments down below. If you watched this video to the end and liked it, and you want to stay up to date with all current hip-hop events and releases, make sure to subscribe, turn on notifications, hit that like button, and go follow my social media and blog down in the description. It really helps me out. Until the next one, y'all have an incredible day, and y'all take care.